Family darkest feeling deepest. Noble left to see the world. Map to find the key once lost. To save the many strength. Orphan lost, soul found. Nature's sister who's calling. Fire, death, fighting freedom. Create, fail, repeat, succeed. Family darkest feeling deepest. Noble left to see the world. Map to find the key once lost. To save the many strength. Orphan lost, soul found. Nature's sister who's calling. Fire, death, fighting freedom. Create, fail, repeat, succeed. Family darkest feeling deepest. Noble left to see the world. Map to find the key once lost. To save the many strength.
Welcome to Followers of Mayhem, and we're getting right into it. Shikon,
Yes.
you open your eyes and see a large fox sitting in front of you, wearing an afro. Hello, what do you think?
Well,
Your friend suggested this would make a very nice prank. Was she wrong? Was he wrong?
so you're the Tanuki.
Oh yes, I am Tanuki, the fox.
Well, it's a contradiction to have such a name as a fox.
I know,
God.
that's the fun of it.
If you say so. Anyway.
So tell me about You know, you're the certain someone, hmm? Yes, I'd like to hear about them.
She actually went pretty quiet about that. That's you should know it already.
Oh, yeah, see, I'm omnipresent, not omniscient. If I was, I would have seen that God walk coming.
What?
Oh, you don't know? Oh, well, I guess it was like a millennia ago. Or was it 2 millennia? Was it 1 or was it 2? 1 or 2? What do you think? Do you think it was 1 millennia or 2 millennia? You mortals tend to have a better grasp of time than this.
I don't know. I'm more of a nomad.
Well, it was real tragic what happened, to be honest. Basically, those who were omniscient saw it coming, and those who, weren't, well, we basically ducked and hid. And in the end, only those of us who are omnipresent were left. Turns out being able to be everywhere and be nowhere at the same time tends to make you able to survive longer than being able to know everything. Who would have thought, huh?
Yeah, well then Michael Mac doesn't exist. What is my purpose here right now?
Well, I just wanted to talk to you. I mean, it's not often I get to speak to one who follows the one who has, so to speak.
Oh, yes. I've actually been seeking his advice in multiple ways, so yeah, things are currently pretty messed up.
Yeah? Well, unfortunately, since you don't really worship me, so to speak, I can't really do much for you, but I'm sure your God will eventually get to you, if he's still alive. I mean, well, gods can't really die, but you know what I mean. Alive.
To be fair, you both are could actually be related somehow.
Oh.
I mean, foxes and wolves.
That's a brilliant idea. Next meeting, I'm definitely going to appear as a fox. No, as a wolf, sorry. I'm gonna confuse them, because I'll be a fox, but I'll be a wolf. And I'll be named Tanuki. It's multiple layered, you know what I mean.
Yes, I get you. Do you actually know what's going on with my comrades in arms, or?
Oh, currently they're just speaking to, well, they're currently in Shady Sands, you know, oh, then there was that whole, yeah, that was a thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun. Especially with the whole, yes, good fun. Anyway, I should probably let you get going. I've kept you for long enough prattling about ages past. You don't need to know about that stuff. Who cares about a war, you know?
I don't know. So yeah.
I suppose this will be it then. Take care.
Yeah.
Your vision begins to get whiter and whiter.
I guess I see you next time.
Oh, I hope there is a next time. I do love the visits. And with that, you awaken.
Yes.
In an inn room. And I'm just doing this quickly. You awaken in an inn room. You see 3 people sleeping on the bed.
Is it nighttime or daytime?
It's nighttime. And you are quite tired.
I kinda wanna go outside instead of being in the inn. I like the nature more after all, so I'm going to move out.
As you move out, you see nothing but Allah, Rizura, and Kagura. You were heading outside, yes?
Yeah, I was about to head outside.
No, no. I said Allah, Alex,
Oh.
and not Alex. Allah,
Yes.
Rizura, and Kagura.
Yes, we're about to head outside.
Okay. So, it's rather early in the evening and late, but you managed to head outside. Let me just change the music to something more fitting. Okay.
Everyone who's not currently outside, move your characters back in.
Yeah, just leave them there, you know what I mean? I gotta also... So, let me just grab, this token because, he'll be coming outside shortly and I need to have his token on the board. Okay. Just a moment, folks. Layer, token layer. Okay. Put you with the others in the inn. And, okay. So, Kagura, you said you were going with them, didn't you?
I was following them, is what I
yes.
was doing.
You'll be about there then. So, Allah and Grazura. As you exit, you see a small lemonade-like stand set just outside the inn, with a red and white panda girl sitting right there.
Alar looks over to the lemonade stand, raising an eyebrow, seeing that it's still already nighttime and it's not even early evening, so roughly night. So she would approach, rather recklessly, or just like saying, "What are you actually doing out here?"
Ah, yes, hello, I am Ys again. And as you approach, you notice that there's a black band around her neck. I tell fortunes. I can tell you a fortune for a copper if you like. Please? I really do need the money. I want to prove my shepherd proud, you know?
Alar ponders over the thought and noticing the black band, she just gives a soft shrug to Zura and offers her a copper. Sure, go at it.
The girl takes it and you see her eyes just shine with awe at the actual money in her hand, and she quickly hides it, quickly puts it away and says, Alright. So I can assure you that my predictions are 85% accurate, because 85 out of 100 people that I predicted would died. So yeah. So as for your predictions, let me just see. Let's see. You're a yep. Okay. And you So you have about six or so other people in your party, yes?
Roughly.
Yes, so, all of you are going to find your true loves one day.
Grizzer is just cringing at the very thought. She was never one for romance.
So yeah,
just...
congratulations! Not many actually ever find their true loves. They tend to just settle. But you guys are all lucky. You're gonna one day find your true love. So congratulations on that.
And Grizera's thinking to herself, before or after we die.
We have to be alive to find a true love, don't you?
No. She doesn't hear her thoughts.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you said
That's why.
that. Continue.
That's why I said, Grisera thinks
I know, I
or
missed
thought.
that. Okay.
Okay.
Continuing. But yeah, congratulations. That's... Oh, do be sure to tell your friends. I'm sure they'll be very excited.
Alar just sighs as she just holds her head. I don't have time for this.
Alright, thank you. Come again if you need another fortune. I should be here every night.
I grab Alar's arm. Let's hurry on to the Colosseum.
Bye-bye.
Right.
Take care.
As soon as we turn the corner about here, Grisera then pukes into a nearby garbage bin.
Alar just like laughs.
Kagura, you would have heard this as you exited the building. As in, you would have heard that entire exchange as you exited.
Huh. All that talk of true love. If I didn't know any better, I'd say it was nonsense. But considering my position, I'm only going to have to find a suitor eventually. Let's hope it's one I can tolerate.
Hello there, Kagura. Bye.
How do you know my name?
I am a fortune teller. I foretold you would not say that when I said hello, Kagura. So I figured that was your name.
Right. No comment. Anyway, yeah, I take it you just spoke to a couple of my compatriots that passed through here recently.
Yes, they paid for a fortune, and for a copper I gave them the fortune, and I told them that you all would find your true loves. Ain't that exciting?
Yes, I heard the whole thing.
Well, you should be going then, I suppose. Your friend is currently throwing up around the corner.
I'm going to assume you mean Grisera.
Ah, yes.
That sounds exactly like the kind of thing she would do.
Yes, Kazura.
A good evening to you, child.
Take care. See you tomorrow. Oh, well, no, wait. Will I see you tomorrow? Fortune.
I make no promises.
No, I mean, it's just... I'm only not 85% accurate, so sometimes even I can't tell if the fortune is true or not.
Right, because about 85% of the people you said were going to die did.
Yeah, 85 out of 100 people who were going to die did. And the other people didn't. So, yeah.
Either you have the worst luck in all of Mayhem, or the people who do business with you do.
It's less people who do business with me and more people who do business with my shepherd. But he taught me how to protect myself. So if anyone tries to swindle me out of my fortune, I take this knife here and I go, "Give me my money or I'll stab ya."
I'm a rogue. You don't need to explain that to me. I know exactly how that sort of thing works.
Oh, of course, I knew that.
Well, until next time, if there is one.
Bye! Come back again, please!
And I guess I heard that part because I was going out.
You are still talking to the god.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you when you get out. So. Grisera, Neku?
I wipe the puke off my face and look to Alar. We better get going.
Or not, you got any torches on you? It's gonna be pretty dark outside soon.
I check my pack. And I... Come And I have 10 torches.
Well, it'll be good. Let's get on.
I passed Alara a torch and told her, light it when it gets a little bit dark.
I understand.
Ella, you watch as a woman nearby notice a woman in front of you has noticed that Grisora isn't really paying attention and is slowly meandering to brush past her very lightly. Grisora, you don't notice this.
Alara would suddenly shove Gazura in front of her, out of the woman's reach.
The woman sees this and will just keep walking, though she does look a little annoyed.
What the hell? What was that for?
You're about to get swindled. You gotta be more perceptive.
Kagura, you watch an annoyed woman mutter about goddamn centaurs.
Grisora is equally annoyed. You know, I do chop off pickpocket hands.
Yeah, you gotta spot him first.
Well, it seems Alara's already up to running into trouble.
Let's just go. And next time, just say, hey, pickpocket.
Pushing you is obviously faster than saying hey before a shoe steal.
By this point,
You do realize I can give you an unflattering nickname.
by this point,
Whatever.
Shikon, you exit the building and you see the familiar ice lemonade like stand and the girl there. Hello there. Wolfbear, you like to go by that your alias, isn't it?
Okay. Can I roll a bullshit check?
You know.
As an insight?
You can roll. You can roll an insight check if that's what you want to roll.
Yeah, that was.
Okay, yeah.
How-
She's saying.
How does she know my alias? Actually, my actual name.
An insight isn't going to tell you that. An insight just tells you whether they're being truthful or not.
Okay. Well, I'm approaching her. And instantly going down at her eye height, at least. How do you know that
I'm a fortune teller, silly! I just predicted your friends would find their true loves alongside you. Well, I suppose you might have already found it, but who really knows about that, you know? It's always possible that I could be wrong, and, yeah.
Okay.
Your friends just went down towards the Colosseum. They're looking to get into some trouble, I believe, so, you should probably catch up to them unless you want to just, chat or buy a fortune. They're in the copper. And she gives the sweetest little smile.
I'm sorry, kid, but it's better that I'm going to take care of a matter and not see my comrades get in trouble. So...
Okay. We'll come back soon, okay? They're only a copper. And one of the people walking the street just says, I'll give you a copper to fortune my ass. And the girl says, alright! Are you gonna give... No, okay. Bye!
Anyway, if we see each other again or not, so I'm gonna take my leave now.
Oh, we will see each other again, but take care. Bye! Remember to buy fortune next time. They're only a copper.
I can't promise that.
Bye!
Bye.
And so you head on down. You actually...
Yes.
Kagura.
Hmm?
You watch as a familiar sight begins to appear behind you.
Hmm? Oh, back from Tanuki's parlor, are you?
So or less. More or less. So, I heard from the little kids that some of our people wants to get into trouble.
Olar and Grazura. It seems they're double checking the gladiatorial ring.
In the cover of the night, just the two of them. That's not really a good idea.
No, it isn't, which is why I'm following them. Care to join me?
Well, it's better that we both take care of them in case they run into trouble then.
My thoughts exactly. And besides, we could always use the extra muscle.
Alright.
Fair enough.
So, Ala and Grizura, you begin to head your way. You go into the fire pit?
I was actually going to the ruins, the gladiatorial ruins.
Alright. So, you head to the ruins. They're completely open, though they look like they might fall apart any moment. So as you enter, you see you see a man and a woman together doing some basic PDA stuff. And when they notice you arriving, they rise, they wipe their mouths, and then they head away. Kagura and Shikon, you hear? As a man and woman pass, you hear them muttering about stupid censor, stupid orc. I think that was a stupid half orc.
Just what are those two doing?
I guess they're just entering a scene where they want to be alone, or I don't know. People are just complicated.
So,
I don't care what they want. No one should be alone in a place like this.
So, you enter the ruins. It's covered in vines and in great disrepair.
Alar lights a torch as she soon scours the area looking for a message of some sort.
You see, well, roll me an investigation.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, you don't find anything. Except maybe some rusted chains.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Okay. Rizura, you search and search and search, and in your investigation, you were able to come to the conclusion that this place has not been used in 20, 30, maybe even 50 years.
So aside from people who want to use it as a lover's lane, as I've heard the term, she gags at that. This place is just condemned. In fact, if you take with explosives in the right places, you could easily bring this place down in just of your finger.
Alar sighs at that. She says, well, I figured that would be the case, but I just wanted to make sure just in case. Thank you for going with me.
Hey. No problem. So, do you want to head back?
Or pauses at that as she goes into thought. Her eyes are a little bit distant at this. Sure, let's... Yeah, I think would be a good idea now.
And as soon as we turn the corner, we see Shikon and Kagura, and Grazera is narrowing her eyes.
Shikon is actually narrowing his eyes too and has his hands crossed in front of his chest.
Were you stalking us?
That's an awfully negative way to put it. I was thinking about it more as not wanting to leave the two of you alone in probably the shadiest place in all of Mayhem. No pun intended.
I'm actually her bodyguard, and I point to Alar.
Allah has not backed up this claim.
To be fair, she is a centaur, and you know who you are, and this is a shady sand.
Grazera glares. I'm what? A former slave? A half-orc? I hold up my axe to Shikon. Pick your next words wisely.
Watch it, Grazera. You cut him down, and that's one last pair of arms for us to go up against your cleaver buddy with. Is that what you want?
Grazera then glares, flaring up at Cleaver's name. And what makes you think I want you to get involved?
I don't. But I'm gonna get involved anyway.
I'm already involved enough that I need to do this. Besides, you're hiding from him, so you both running around like this in a place like that. What tells us that one of the minions of him going to get you both at the same time?
You didn't think I thought of that? I didn't want any of us to leave the inn alone. But seeing as how I point to Alar, she really needed to see the Colosseum, I might as well just at least give one set of extra hands while everyone else is resting. Besides, we were heading back anyway.
Well then, and we can head back. Nothing terrible happened. Knock on wood.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, I was dealing with Tanuki, so yeah.
I say we head back to the inn now.
So you all head back to the inn?
Yep, pretty much.
Alright, let me just push you all up here, and I will get everyone's tokens like so, and yeah, you know what? She might pull an all-nighter and stay there into the morning. Okay, so we go back to the inn. Let me know when everyone's loaded in.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I'm in bed.
Okay.
Now I am.
As you pass by one of the doors near where everyone else is sleeping, you see a small sign that reads "Do Not Disturb."
Shikon only rolls his eyes. Oh, Jesus.
So
Right here.
if one, alas, since you have such high perception, you can just hear quiet voices behind it.
You know that Shikon also has very fine ears, right?
Yes, but you only get advantage on perception checks. This is your passive perception. Unless you wish to try and listen in.
No.
Don't worry, that's because you don't have a character token, Sylvester. You can watch on the stream though, okay? So, am I to assume you head down and get to sleep?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Alar grew too curious.
I yank Alar by the ear. No, young lady. You're going to bed. End of story.
I don't know what you both did, but I hear a man and a woman mumble.
Yeah, no. Let's not go into that. I don't want any mental
Actually,
images.
3 voices you hear.
Again, I don't want to know.
Fine.
So,
Still, seems you both have seemed to interrupted them in something.
Yeah, rage. I would think they were kind of pissed when we would climb up on them. Came up to them.
So, do you hop into your beds?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, snag your tokens onto the beds.
I do not. I'm a centaur. I just pet mittens.
Okay. So, the morning comes. You all awaken. Shikon is back.
Alex gets up, rubs his eyes, and goes, "Ugh. Oh, you back, big guy?"
Yes.
He's been back.
Well, we were
Oh, really?
asleep.
When
Yeah,
did
he came
get
back. He came back just shortly after you guys fell asleep.
Go figure.
Courtesy of Tanuki.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
By the way, when Dennis, that's your name, right? I ask.
Mm-hmm.
When Dennis was returned by Tanuki, he was a rainbow-colored fox.
So,
Did he do anything to you?
Exactly.
well, I'm here, so you can see if something is wrong with me.
So he
Is
didn't
something
play.
wrong with him?
I think we're in the clear here. If Tanuki had done anything to him, I would have noticed it.
Well, at least
Near
he's
a
not playing a
door.
prank.
Hear a door creak open and then quietly closed, where the sign for Do Not Disturb was.
Good morning.
Ah yes, good morning. Forgive me, we were talking quite a storm last night. You don't mind if Rura rests the day here? She's
Sure.
quite exhausted.
No problem.
Not at all.
You can
Sure,
go
I
and check
guess.
on her if you want. And about your Sren fellow. Sren, not fellow, she's a woman.
Well,
Yeah, what about her?
Well, we were talking and she has asked me to take care of her and train her. Is that applicable to you?
having a look at.
Well, if,
I don't know. I kind of
uh,
feel like that's not really a call to make. I mean, Rue is kind of looking after her, isn't she?
Yes,
but
we
still,
was
felt it was worth it to check it was alright with you before I take her away.
Well, I mean, I
Like you
guess
said.
could- But yeah,
Vienna?
I didn't say anything.
Ah.
all right. Well,
He,
I guess if you can teach us some, new tricks, that wouldn't really go awry. But you know, it's
Better for her to be in one place where somebody can actually look after her, and for her to be following us around to hell and back.
Even if that place is Shady Sands.
oh, don't worry,
Apparently-
I don't plan to stay
to
here
be
much longer.
fair,
Oh god.
To be fair, she is pretty attached to Rura, so are you sure keeping her here is a good idea?
As I was just trying to say before you interrupted me, I don't plan to stay here for much longer. Just a day for
Oh,
her.
that's okay then.
Just a day for them to rest up and recover from our long talk, and then I will be heading out. Would you like me to pay for you to stay here for a day or so?
We haven't. I don't think we've decided if we are going to be staying here for another day.
I don't know. Personally speaking, I'm not too comfortable staying here another day. I mean, God knows what.
I
Sorry.
say the sooner we leave. I believe we have a certain city we need to get to.
Yes, we do. The longer we take to get there, the longer those people are stuck in that hell.
Ah, yes, but I don't think you'd be able to wake Rura in the state she is in. She's quite a heavy sleeper. So,
Well, I don't
at
want
most you'll have to wait until the evening to leave.
to be fair, guys, I don't want Rura to. It's better that Rura sleeps out instead of carrying her while she's asleep. She might become startled.
Well, it seems like our general consensus currently is that yeah, we don't mind too much if you take care of Seren, but I'd say let Rura have the final say.
As you say then.
I agree on that.
Well, would you like me to book a room for one night just in case, or are you going to leave once Rura wakes?
I mean, we're going by a teleport.
Do you have the teleport spell?
I look questioningly at Dennis.
I don't trust him.
Dennis?
Dennis?
What level is that?
Way
That's a fourth level
in
spell.
the far. You do not have it.
Wait, then why did we come here in the first place?
Because there was...
The original idea was a sending scroll.
Ah.
And to check on a Coliseum, which turns out to be a dead end.
So that's why I said, at our earliest convenience, let's get out of town.
Alright then. Well,
But yeah, I mean, is it going to cost you much of anything? Because...
Oh, not at all. If you just follow
Alright,
me
well-
downstairs so that they know who you are, I can book you the room right now.
All right, well, yeah, let's book a room in advance, and if not, we can cancel.
All right, follow me.
All right, everyone, get a move on.
So I'm just once everyone gets over here, I'll just move you all upstairs, downstairs actually. That everyone? We're just missing Vienna. Push. Okay. Now let's move you all downstairs. Okay. So. You watch as Alnath approaches the front of the bar and begins to talk with the man who is currently cleaning a glass. Excuse me, kind sir, would you please give these lovely people one more night's stay? And he places down a large coin sack. Roughly, if you had to compare it to your very first paycheck, it would have to be around the same size as that. Now, if they decide to stay a little longer, please do let them stay so. And, anything left over is a tip. The man looks to the large sack of coin and places it under, gives everyone a brief look, and then says, yeah, okay, listen. And he pulls up a small parchment with your pictures on it and places it down and says, so this is you guys, yes?
It would appear so. Is there an issue?
Oh, well, there's no issue, it's just, well, actually there is an issue. And it's as he says this that you notice the black band around his neck, and he says, "The gentleman wishes to speak with you."
Oh, great.
Hang on a second.
Elnath, for all his smiles and warmth, was suddenly extremely stone cold. His voice rises as a deep rage emanates from him, and he simply says, "Really?"
Vienna's hand is inching towards her warhammer.
Alex, kind of just gestures to Vienna. No, keep it together. Keep it together.
As you done this, you would see every single person in the bar immediately put a hand on their weapons and just narrow their eyes.
Okay, no, Vienna's not actually putting a hand and a weapon. Basically, Vienna is responding to him the way they're responding to her.
So...
Yeah, Vienna... Okay, fine. Vienna takes her hand off her warhammer.
Elnath gives a sigh as his eyes close, and he looks to all of you and just says, "Well, we best not leave the man waiting now, should we?"
Who is that man, if I may ask?
Ah, yes, you weren't here. You were busy dealing with the fox. The gentleman is the man that rules Shady Sands.
And he is also behind the black band?
Ah, yes. People who wear that cannot speak. They're called... Some like to call them the messengers, though there is only one messenger.
And that's a little girl.
No.
To which Alex sort of turns to everyone and he says, "You know the guy who got us out of those cells?"
Oh, you mean that guy?
Yeah, Maggie's bro.
Okay. I guess we should meet him then.
So the man leaves the bar, leaving a "back in 5 minutes" sign, and motions you all to follow him. And he says, "This way." And
All right, everyone, let's rip this. All right, everyone, let's rip this Band-Aid off right quick.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let
me get him first, by the way.
So?
Vienna's hand is sort of just in a weird pose, in what looks like a weird pose. She's ready to cast a shatter spell if anything and looks like it's gonna go wrong.
Okay. So, as you pass through the kitchen with a couple of people working on stuff, you enter through a door that looks like it should head straight outside, but it doesn't. It leads to a black tunnel that begins to descend right down. And I'm gonna need you all to make wisdom saves.
Wisdom saves?
Yes.
Good thing I got proficiency in those. Wait, hang on.
Good thing I have proficiency in them, and they're my best stat.
God damn it.
Okay.
Damn it.
So anyone who rolled a 20 or below...
Wait, what?
Anyone who rolled a 20 or below, as you pass through the many corridors that begin to become almost maze-like as you take a left turn, a right turn, a right turn, a left turn, and then 3 rights, and then a left, and then a 3, and then what? Why are you not going in circles? You're completely lost. Those of you who rolled under 20 are completely lost. Those of you who rolled above 20 recognize this as it is.
So 20 or below, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Yes.
To which everyone. Yeah. So Alex and
let me finish,
Dennis
please.
realize...
Let me finish, please.
Sorry. Okay, I'm very sorry.
Anyone who rolls a 20 or above would recognize this place for what it is. An illusion made to muddle the brain so you can't get lost. But in reality, the floor underneath you is like a treadmill, in that you're staying in place while the walls are moving around you, until finally it seems to straighten out and lead towards a stone black door.
Are we finally there yet?
We've been here.
Yep.
Shigon's mind is blown.
I'm kind of illusionist.
All right. Well, anyway, so and he turns to the guy who was tending the bar. Alex turns to the guy who was tending the bar and he says, "So I imagine our friend is on the other side."
He nods and he says, "I'll be waiting here to escort you out. If you don't have someone with you, you'll get... There's a lot of magic traps and things that you have to avoid." Alex, since you have such high... Anyone with a proficiency in insight would recognize that he's lying.
Oh, okay.
Which
Somewhat.
Alex
He's
just
telling
says.
a half-truth. He's telling a half-truth.
Can I roll insight to determine
Nope.
to determine the nature of the half truth?
If you have proficiency with insight, yes, you may. But otherwise, no.
As a matter of fact, I do have proficiency in insight.
Okay?
Nah.
Okay. You both are able to tell that while the main defense is the maze-like corridor, there are certain safe measures in place at the exit so that you have to have the certain band that's around their neck to get in and out. Or certain words need to be spoken.
Out of character, Dennis's insight looks like Christmas.
So,
Most extreme insight.
the man...
His wizardness comes in handy.
Guys?
Alright, guys.
So, the man steps slightly towards the wall so you can get past, and the door is there. Do you open it and enter?
Pretty much the only thing we can do, right?
First, check the door. Alex is checking the door.
You check. It's a stone black door. The man just gives you a sign, says, "Just go in. If we wanted to kill you, you'd be dead."
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, geez, that's comforting.
Should
All right,
be.
everyone. Brace yourselves. To which, slowly puts a hand on the door and pushes it open.
So, you enter a room that's just as confusing as the passage you just left. Mirrors upon mirrors upon mirrors. Let me finish explaining, okay? Mirrors upon mirrors upon mirrors. Every surface seems to be reflecting the other, and it's impossible to tell where exactly the white chair is in relation to where you are. But
Can we even tell where the floor is?
no,
The floor's lava.
guys. You can tell where the floor is because you're standing on it, but that's the only thing. Now, can I finish?
Yeah.
So, it's impossible to tell where the white chair is, but on the white chair, where it is in relation to where you are, but you can see the chair. And on the chair, there he sits. Becca, go away when you're ready.
Let me get into something more comfortable.
Oh my god!
Wait, what?
Plot twist.
You watch as the man snaps his fingers, and the tux and the hat and the gloves all vanish, and instead you see this sitting on the chair.
What on earth? That
You
is
see a tiefling. She kind of looks like a drow, except for the skinny demon tail and the horns just protruding out under the brim of her hat.
Okay, did someone drug our food?
Alex is like he's got like the most confused face on, and then he just sort of walks forward a little bit and he says, you the gentleman?"
That's correct. I'm the gentleman. You weren't expecting me to be a woman, were you? I get that a lot.
I mean, it's a good cover, I won't lie.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. In any case,
everything about you is surprising me right now.
Shigon is pretty much dumbfounded at this point.
yes, I'm sure you all have a lot of questions, but I have a little job for you, which is why I called you all here today.
Okay, lady.
Alrighty, so let's get down to brass tacks. Followers of Mayhem, I'm sure you all have a lot of obligations at the moment, but if
You could say that.
Yes, of course. If you agree to this little quest that I'm about to give you, I'll give you access to an owl cat for a quick trip. It will be able to cover the distance to the Great Wizard City in a day and return the next. This will allow you to procure a certain wizard to shatter a spell for me.
What do you need him for?
Again, to shatter a spell for me. It's my business.
To clarify,
Okay.
She's offering to give you the owl cat so you can get a wizard to shatter the spell on the certain land you just passed that's in the time loop.
Right. To which Alex is like, okay, sounds like our businesses are aligned here, but
What's the catch?
Oh, no, cat. I assure
There's
you.
always a catch.
It's a very important mission.
With all due respect, ma'am, and I do seriously mean it, I mean, you can't just run a place like this and not be impressive. I mean,
Everything has a price.
exactly. I mean, look, all us spellcasters, we know there is always a price to pay. A word spoken, a gesture, even a material. There is always a price for magic. And there is a price for anything, especially in some sort of city such as this. What's your price?
Well, I'm not about to have you do this mission for free. Well,
So that's again.
there is a reward if you do this very, very important mission. I will give all of you 5,000 gold in addition to some information about a certain centaur friend.
Everyone looks to Alar.
Yeah.
Alright, it's not time sensitive. You have all the time in the world to prepare for the journey.
You have our number.
Yeah. Well, in any case, the item in question that I'm looking for is an ancient artifact I've tracked down to a dungeon southeast to the east of somewhere.
How cursed?
Sorry?
How cursed is it?
How would I know?
They are always cursed.
Wait, hold on. East of somewhere. And Alex pulls out the map that he has with him.
Let me just move you over to the map in question then. Push.
And is...
Yes, it is rather cursed.
And by
Right.
east of somewhere, is she referring to this right here?
Yep.
That's closer to the southeast, though.
Still
It's
east.
still east.
There's a wizard just whispering over to her, and then she says, yes, it is cursed. I should mention. I forgot to mention it is cursed, so don't try to touch it.
Then how are we supposed to transport it to you?
That's on you. I'm sure you are very capable.
So we need to locate it and somehow bring it to you.
Yes. It looks like a green orb with dragons carved onto it.
With
And-
dragons.
Yes. And should you agree to this mission, again, I'll secure the owl for you to travel with when you wish it. The owl will also have a handler ensuring that you don't try to leave with it. Let alone the fact none of you know how to control it.
I'd imagine you just shoot us down if we tried.
Probably. Would I do that to you?
I don't know, would you?
Fair point.
Anyway, we'll have to discuss this individually, but we appreciate the offer, ma'am, and it is something to consider very seriously.
Oh, it is very serious. It's very important. I can wait for you to return from the Eyrie, where your centaur friend is.
Alright. Well, what does everyone reckon?
I wouldn't, since Vera is also a part of our party, would I say we decide that with her?
This all seems very...
Too convenient?
Everything about this is too convenient.
But I'm pretty sure we already crossed the line of being too convenient, and when we got bought and released immediately afterwards.
Yeah, that was something I wanted to actually bring up with you. Mrs. the Gentleman, may I ask you a question?
Oh, go ahead. It's not like I have anything better to do. Aside from running an organization here.
Well, I imagine it just runs itself if you have it set up right.
True.
Anyway, so yeah, I noticed something interesting about the person who ended up saving us. He was one of your agents,
Before,
wasn't he?
quickly, just because Fiona won't, Becca won't know this. Other NPCs, the one he's talking about is called Clovis Creed, Becca.
Clovis.
You're breaking up a lot. I didn't get that, sorry.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah, I was just muttering his name.
So yeah,
But yeah.
Clovis Creed is who he's talking about.
I noticed he had a mark on his neck, much like a lot of the guys who seem to work for you.
Yeah. I tend to forget most names. But anybody with a black brand on their neck works for me.
He said it was,
Chadrins.
he said it
So
was a
you
show
were the
of
one-
faith, but
I'm sorry?
yeah. Sorry. He claimed it was a show of faith, but I apologize if it sounds like I'm being very skeptical of you. I mean, you've been nothing but forward with us, and I apologize for my skepticism. But
Right. Yeah.
is there something else to that?
Well, there is a reason why they all have black bands on their neck. It prevents them from talking about me.
Well,
Fair point. I mean, who doesn't want their true identity to be walked out if you run such a big company like this?
And I'm
And
sure
while
the gentleman has a lot of enemies.
and you created the
Possibly.
persona of the. You also created the persona of the gentleman to throw off any any leads on you.
That is correct.
All right. Well, okay. Back to brass taxes. Sorry, not brass taxes. Brass tax.
Brass tacks are someone no one wants to deal with.
You know what I mean. Anyway, so to put it in summary, you want us to head over to this specific location, flash the map, show points to it, and try and procure this cursed item. And in return, you'll not only pay us, but give us a ride over to where we need to get this wizard to take care of this time loop.
That, as well as some information about your centaur thing.
Which, yes, that's very important. That is why we are out here, yes.
Yep. Pretty much it.
Alright.
Shouldn't be too difficult.
One
Becca,
final question.
Becca, do check
Yeah.
your Beck chat.
Yeah.
Alright.
Go on.
Well.
One final question. What exactly is this orb? What does it do? If this is indeed valuable cargo, volatile cargo, I might add, perhaps we should learn what it is so as to know.
So we don't point it at the wrong thing.
Exactly.
Well, you remember that one spell that's been cast over the island? I need
Oh, God.
Are you saying it's a wish orb?
More like an anti-wish orb.
That orb can be used to free the island from the time loop.
It can also be used to do many other things as well.
Guys, you forgot that the same orb you're talking about is cursed.
Indeed, it is cursed, so please don't touch it.
Honestly, I'm beginning to think that wish is a curse all its own.
Alright, well.
Give or take.
Alright, well, we've got all the information we need currently. We've got an offer. And, well, if we so happen to accept the request, Mr. the Gentleman,
Please call me Incaria.
Miss Incaria, I'm sure one of your agents will let you know when we accept. But for the time being, it seems as though we'll have to think on this for a moment.
Oh, of course. You have all the time to prepare. Just so you know, if you do talk about me, I will not hesitate to send my companions after you.
And we will not hesitate to back in pieces if it comes to that.
But
Oh, you'd say that, wouldn't you?
Verna, please don't antagonize her.
No, I'm rolling insight. I want to see how you like what her reaction is to that. Not very good.
She's
I am not rolling great tonight.
Well, what do you think, Becca? It is your character. I can say what I. It's your character.
She's just smirking.
She can simply face palms, and this is what gets you killed and made into mincemeat.
On that note about keeping hush hush about your identity, there is one matter I would like to inquire about, and at great risk to the people involved, I might add.
All right.
We were approached yesterday by some individuals that wanted not exact answer, but rather information as to your identity. What exactly would you want me to tell them?
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to say that again. I didn't quite catch all of that.
There are some people all out there that approached us us yesterday, asking for us to, while not exactly find out your whole identity, but provide any information that could lead to it. You
Okay.
prefer for me to tell them.
Well, if you do tell them, just tell them they'll never be able to prove it.
Sounds reasonable. They'll get their information, and you won't have to do anything to them.
Nope. It's a win-win.
Very well.
Well, that's about all I needed to talk about today. You are dismissed.
Well then, until next time, lady.
I'm sure we'll be able to see each other again, hopefully soon.
I'm pretty sure that it will happen again.
Alright, well, Miss Zakaria, by your leave. Alex gives a slight bow and he turns on his heels and just heads towards the door.
Godspeed, followers of Mayhem. I wish you luck.
I'm sure you do. Myrna turns on her heel and walks out.
So, you will leave?
Yeah.
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 Alright.
Godspeed.
As soon as we're out of shot of her, I just say, okay, I cannot get a read on that at one.
Why would you? She's been able to evade capture this entire time. Why would you even think you'd have a chance of figuring her out?
Now, before we continue, I just want to say thank you, Becca, for being a surprise guest today.
You're very welcome.
Come.
I hope you had fun.
And Monk and a red herring.
Yeah. April Fools.
Late April Fools.
Late April Fools.
Well, it's still a better out of season. It's still a better out of season April Fool's joke than the Diablo Immortal announcement.
Alrighty.
Oh, you had to go there.
So,
Alright.
Yes,
Well,
yes, I did.
shall we continue?
Yeah.
Yes.
Continuing the discussion, I said, well, maybe not. But she didn't react. Well, she didn't really react at all. When I suddenly threatened her people.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Look,
That's
Vienna,
because she can easily dispose you, Vienna.
Alright.
She has a lot of people at her disposal.
So, thank you so much, Becca, but it's time to continue. And
Alrighty.
we'll see what happens next week, shall we?
Okay.
Alright. Now,
July.
bye! Now,
Bye.
Have a good rest.
so, you're escorted out, and once again, those of you who succeed on the wisdom save, but everyone else, you can try again if you really want to, but regardless, eventually you make it out to the kitchen and are escorted out by the man as he returns to the bar.
Except for
She can't need additional guidance.
Yeah, he's hopelessly lost.
So, you're all escorted
She
out,
confirmed-
and the man goes back to polishing the mug he was doing.
Just offhandedly over his shoulder.
My head.
Just over his shoulder, Alex says, "Thank you for guiding us."
My job. Sorry about that, cat. So,
Get us off.
you're all out here. What do you do?
Well,
Sure, you
then,
wanted to fight in the pit, didn't you?
I don't know the plan, so I'm pretty much clueless.
Actually, let me just quickly. Okay, that's all I wanted to do. So you can remember it exactly.
Thank you.
So, if that
So
is
we
our
could.
Ilnas speaks up
Go
and he
ahead.
says, so, even if, sorry. So, if that's all that needs to be done, your, room is set. I should go and, wait at room number 8, if that is alright with you.
Okay.
Right.
Fair enough. Actually, wait for a minute.
Yes?
Alex holds out his hand to him, just your handshaking. He says, "Thanks for everything you've done."
No problem. And he gives it and gives you a very strong shake. In fact, roll me a strength saving throw.
Oh goodness, this
His
is not.
words
This is not going to be good.
You take 1 point of damage.
To which you guys just hear it's like a slight yelp from Alex as he like shakes his hand.
So,
Oh God!
I don't know my own strength sometimes.
Yeah, you think?
And he gives an apologetic smile and he heads upstairs.
Oh my God!
To escape from one to painful. How painful was it?
Fucking painful!
More painful than when you wrestled Grisura on the ship.
Yeah. Ha ha ha. Oh. Okay.
Be a baby, I say, a casting healing word.
Should have waited for that.
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting to get my hand dislocated, okay? I can suck it up in the middle of a fight, but not when I'm just shaking someone's bloody hand.
So you're saying
well-
you're saying that if we bring you into a fight, you'll be good as new?
Whatever. Let's just okay. We all know what we're doing. Let's just regroup and think, okay? Let's just think.
It's better that Rura also gets to have a word in this.
We could.
Oh, actually, never mind that. I don't actually prepared, so ignore that healing.
All right. Well, no, it's only like 1 point of damage, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Like, I was only doing that for flavor anyway, so...
Well, what you ended up doing was you basically just relocated his wrist. That's all you did.
Yeah.
So, the day is yours. You are waiting for Rura to wake up. What do you do?
All right.
Sorry,
Well,
you still wanted to fight in the pit, right?
Rizura? You're
Guzura.
muted. Rizura, you're muted.
Dream?
Okay, well, she must have gone to do something, so let's move on then.
All right. Well, that was a whole lot of something, and honestly, a lot I'm starting to think about after that little exchange. I feel like we should honestly discuss this in a privacy room. Do we have to pay for one, or did he already pay for it?
He had already paid. He'd already paid it for us.
I'd still say we talk about this when Rura is awake.
Fair enough.
We don't know when that'll be.
Fair enough, but still, she's part of this group, so it wouldn't be fine if she didn't know where we are heading to.
Yeah,
True.
that's fine. We'll wait for her to wake up. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I just need to step out for a moment. Do you mind?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And Alex just sort of walks out the front to kind of like, to think for himself for a minute.
Alright, well, since only you are going out, we're just gonna put you there and say you're out the front.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, everyone else. Rizura, are you back yet? You're
No,
still
she is
muted.
not.
Okay.
She mentioned what she was doing in the Discord chat.
I don't check the
she
Discord
went to-
chat while I'm DMing.
She went to the She went to the toilet.
Okay. So what is everyone else doing?
Well, Vienna's.
She's back.
Okay.
Okay, now that you can actually hear me, Quizzer, you wanted around in the fight pit, right?
If there was no other choice, yes.
Yeah, not much point now.
Seem pretty excited to actually do the fight pit, Vienna.
And I admitted I need. I'll cope. I need to do something straightforward after a night in this damn town.
I agree with you on that.
Shady Santa. Never thought I'd spend another day in this rat's nest.
I was never in this place, so I don't even know how bad it is. But my nose already tells that this place is like a rotten nest of foul creatures.
Thank you. We take good pride in that. One of the patrons smirks.
I'm sorry, I'm just an outsider.
He says, nah, that's fine. We actually cultivate that. It makes us able to do things at our own pace without the guards breathing down our neck.
That doesn't make it okay.
Doesn't make it.
Now here's some gold. Give me some of your top shelf.
Oh no, it wasn't the bartender. It was like this guy right here.
Oh well, I said that second thing to the bartender.
What did you ask again?
Something from the top shelf.
He reaches up and he takes it down and he says, your friend paid for quite a bit, so it's on the house.
No, okay then. I take a decidedly non-chugging drink. A moderate drink.
It is super strong and very, very tasty. It's got a grapish black curranty taste.
I mean, what time of day is it right now?
It's still morning.
Hey, it's 5 p.m. somewhere. Probably in my hometown. So I drink some more.
All right. So I'm gonna. Sorry.
Grisser smells the quality in liquor and says, "Fuck sobriety, give me one."
Okay. So
have fun, you two.
I'm gonna pause this real quick here. Alex.
Yep.
So you've just stepped outside?
Yeah, and Alex is just kind of like standing there, just thinking to himself after everything that just happened, and is sort of like leaning against the the front wall of the establishment to try and make sure that he's not being snuck up on.
Okay.
Which he's just, he just mumbles to himself, "What the hell? The shard was found there, but that's where this ball is as well. What?"
So, alright, back to everyone else.
So, what do you have in mind?
Who?
What do you have in mind?
Honestly, I don't know. Just
We're getting.
watching those two drink is just making me at least at ease for a little bit. But other than that, I think we should take on the request.
I'll think about this later.
I'll tell you when you need to make con saves.
Should we, I think we should take a little walk around. Does that sound okay?
If you want to go, I had done my walking for the night.
Fair enough. Well, that means Shikon is on his own to take a walk around the town.
Okay, so you head out. Kagura, what are you doing?
I was heading out to check on Alex.
Okay, so you step out and see him sort of leaning against the wall.
What is he saying? Anything particular that I would catch?
That's up to Alex.
You heard. All you could catch was me mumbling about a shard.
Alright, so then as Kagura walks out talking to yourself, keep that up. People are gonna think you're crazy, even around here.
I'm a warlock. People already think I'm crazy.
I don't know. Oh, if there's anybody out there that's so far that's crazy, it's that Lariska person that caged us up behind glass.
Her spells were something else, I tell you what. She's no joke.
What? I'm still wondering if she. I'm actually wondering if she knew exactly who she was selling us to when she did.
Well, if it's common knowledge around here that the black marks are related to the gentleman, then she probably knew.
I could have sworn I heard something about Cleaver and the gentleman not getting along.
If they don't, then I'm happy. Tucker, can I confide in you for a moment?
I'm all ears.
This request is sketchy as all hell. I'm sure you feel the exact same way about it.
I think everything I'm told is sketchy.
Go figure. Trust nothing.
Well, I've been sheltered from the rest of the world, so pretty much everything I've been seeing everything I've seen since I met you lot has been new to me. I don't know what to trust.
Fair enough, but here's the thing. You remember back when we found Grisura's friend, right?
The Dragonborn?
Yeah. Well, the shard he had that he showed me, the one that you all were looking through the window at, and yes, I was aware you were all looking through the window.
The one that turned into a nice little tattoo going down your arm?
Yeah, that. The funny thing is, the gentleman wants us to, and first off, Alex is making sure that he's whispering this to him so that no one picks it up.
The only thing you see is Shikon gone past to go on his walk.
Pretty much.
But yeah, he says, where the gentleman wants us to go pick up that thing, that's exactly where the shard was found.
Was it?
No doubt about it. I had Grisura's friend mark it on my map and everything.
Interesting. Any chance they could be related?
The world's strange enough that it could mean something.
Well,
I don't.
well, let me put it this way. Hey, you're clearly going to be wanting to look for more of those shards, aren't you?
Am I that obvious to read?
I'm just thinking that if you're looking for more of those shards for whatever reason, it would stand to reason that the best place to look would be to search where one was found already. Maybe even find some clues there, if nothing else.
Fiona, can you mute yourself?
Oh, yeah, my dad's watching TV, and he's got the volume turned up really loud.
And thank you. Continue.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, of course I want to go check it out. It's like the last known location where any of this might have been, but I don't know. I don't trust criminals. And I don't mean he was nice to us, don't get me wrong, but that is the most suspicious thing. You don't run a town like this and expect to just do favors for nothing.
And especially considering how much she spent to get us away from Luriska in the first place.
Yeah. just the fact alone that Corvus is apparently in cahoots with this person. He even said like, you know, friends in high places. I'm guessing he was probably talking about him.
Stands to reason. So it looks to me like the gentleman is one of the most powerful people in Mayhem, probably even more powerful than some of the noble families around here.
If the kingdom is having a hard time chasing him out of shape, I think that's all the information you need on him. But anyway, look, I'm just rambling at this point. I just wanted to let you know on that one, because I don't know. Ever since the other day, that this whole place has just been off to me.
It's called Shady Sands. It's going to be exactly that.
Yeah, I know. It's just, you get what I mean. Things have been happening, and I sometimes don't know how to process it.
Hey, a lot's been happening at once. Sometimes you need to just sit down and think it over.
Yeah.
Speaking of sitting down, Fiona and Grazura, you see, without even realizing he was there is suddenly a familiar face sitting right beside you at the bar.
I have to see that.
You're on a walk, you can't see that.
No, I just wanted to see the totem.
Ah. Fiona? Grizera? Fiona?
What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm here to return the, well, you paid for some information, did you not?
I looked to Vienna. Did we?
Out of character, did we?
Yes, Alex bought some information.
Yeah, I think, Alex is outside. I think he was the one who wanted it.
Ah, yes, he's currently having a conversation, so I plan to wait for him here.
Alright then.
Your drinks are free. Would you mind getting me one?
Sure. Add him to the next round, I say to the bartender.
Yeah. God damn. You always do this, you know. And he looks to Posco and he says, "You always do this." And Posco just smiles and says, you know you love me.
We won't concentrate yet.
Smaller.
Alright. So, Allah and Dennis, what are you doing?
Do we roll con saves yet?
I gotta roll something for a paper crane. What did I roll for that?
Just if he's showing you how there's no roll, you just make one. And yes, you do roll con saves now.
Grazura? Bottoms up.
3.
I was actually seeing if I enchanted the paper or not.
Oh, that's what he was doing. I was just fucking with him.
Oh.
Okay,
So I rolled my 5d20, and one of them was a 2.
so you failed.
Both of us?
No, Dennis failed.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Bum, bum,
You both are a little
ba-dum.
tipsy, but not really too drunk. It's good. It's very good stuff, but it's clearly very light so that you can enjoy it for longer.
Yeah.
Now, Alex and Kagura,
Yep.
you're still outside.
But yeah, Alex pretty much has like finished saying all he needed to say. He just, he sighs, leans back against the wall, and he says, "Sorry to talk your ear off."
Yeah, no,
Not a problem. Not a problem. Better to listen to you speak your mind than and put up with drunk Zura for about the second time.
She's at it with it. She's at it with the liquor again, huh?
Of course.
Guess I shouldn't be that surprised, but wait, is her and Shikon at it again?
Nope. Her Vierna's her drinking buddy this time.
Vienna?
Yep.
I mean,
Fiona, your mic.
Yeah, I dropped the thing.
I mean, to be fair, she didn't strike me as the typical sort of cleric. Like, not at all. But I mean, just what? She's downing alcohol?
And it seems that Posco fellow who gave me the note is there too.
Oh, Posco's back? Alright, well, I should probably head back inside now. Anyway, speaking of the letter, have you figured out what that is yet?
You remember those people we met last night?
Yeah.
They were the ones who sent it to me.
Good. Alright, well, I'm heading back inside. Thanks for the quick chat.
By this point, Shikon, have you finished your walk?
Pretty much, unless you want me to meet the little girl again or
She's just outside.
find something.
She's currently sort of half asleep, but she's there.
I let her be resting then.
Okay.
It's like going back in.
Alright, you head in.
Yeah. And like as the others walk in, like I Fiona's just in the middle. So I swing at the guy. And then like he just flies in half, and the two halves keep moving, and it turns out he's two goblins in a trench coat. What shit is that?
It's like, you sound like you've been through quite a few interesting events.
Well, that's nothing. You should have seen the time it was 5 kobolds.
Wait, 5 kobolds?
Yeah, one for each of the arms and legs, and one for the torso/head.
That must have looked weird.
Mm.
Right. But yeah, seeing Posco, Alex walks over here and sits next to him. So you're back.
Oh, yes, I am. Just give me a second. Could you get me another round, please? Please? It's really good stuff.
I'm already like just motioning for the bartender to do it.
God damn it, Posco. Posco just fist pumps. Yes.
And one out of curiosity, have you considered using the spear as payment?
Yes.
I already paid him, so it's like, what?
Okay.
Alright, so Posco puts his drink down after taking a sip and turns and he says, alright, so I looked into those shard thingies you were looking for, and it turns out you're not the only one looking for them.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't believe it at first either, but there is actually another guy looking for them.
Who else?
What was his name? Let me think. Well, I don't know his name, but, yeah, he was a warlock. Yeah, he was a warlock like you. He was a human.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you notice any kind of mark on him?
uh, there was a mark, but I don't think it was similar to yours, but it had like a spear through it. Well, not a spear, it was a sword, actually. Yeah, it was a sword.
What the hell?
And basically he was, apparently he's been looking for them and apparently he's got quite a collection of them. That was his name? Warcraft.
Warcraft?
Yeah. Warcraft.
Okay. And he has a collection. Like, you're absolutely certain of this, a collection. Like none of them like grabbing them and then them suddenly disappearing.
No, he collects them. For what reason, I don't know, but he has them.
Alara hears his name and actually just simply walks out.
Something tells me she knows something.
Well, so that information was, let's see, we had the 25 gold base price, yes? Was that it?
Wait. I asked you if you could find anything for me.
Yes, I just wanted to confirm that was the price we agreed upon.
25 gold to begin the search, yes.
Yes, okay, so it was 25 gold plus, let's see, I played 5 gold to that baker, yeah, okay, so, the information of the location of one will cost you about 10 gold?
Alright, we can easily pay that.
He, offers a hand, and when you give him the money, he says, alright, so, you know that, I'm sure you've heard of it, the cave that, is, east somewhere?
I believe I know the one you're speaking of, yes.
Now, everyone seems to think that there was only the one shard in there, but rumor is that there was actually more in there.
Okay.
In fact, that Lawcraft fellow, he believed it so much he immediately left town the moment the other informant told him it.
Where is he now?
The informant?
No.
Lawcraft, like I said, he took off for the dungeon. I don't know where he is after that.
I told you it was hard to, oh my god.
Alex tenses up a hand and he slams it on the counter and he's like, "Thank you. I appreciate the help."
Oh, that was a very violent thank you, but I appreciate it. Good luck. And the man
To which,
rises,
yeah, go.
gives a bow, and jumps onto the table and then out the window.
What?
I snatch up his half-finished left behind.
Which, now looking very grim and serious, Alex just stands up and he walks out the door again, going to look for Allah.
Alright.
You don't want a drink?
No.
What?
Allah.
Kagura, you want a drink? Tough room.
Allah,
Yes.
you see people approaching you from inside the inn after you walked out.
Oh no, don't
I step aside. Unless they're actually approaching me, then I just looked at them with a raised brow.
Kagura and Alex are. It's up to them.
Oh.
Are you?
Oh, okay. I didn't know who it was.
Well, now you know.
Allah, I need to speak to you.
Alar turns around to look over to him. Yeah, what's up?
Chicken, we can hear you typing.
What?
Sorry.
Which he catches up with her and he looks honestly really, really serious. And he says, when you mentioned that name, you walked off. You know who that is? Lawcraft?
Alar pauses at this as she sincerely thinks her next actions from here. A little bit has passed, maybe a minute or so before she would respond with that. I do know him.
You knew him?
It's been a little bit.
Well, you're supposed to come back.
Well, apparently, according to our little informant,
your father will make those calls.
I assumed that, but I never actually asked him. He was my sister's guardian.
Apparently he's collecting shards.
Yeah, it's far away.
Is that a problem to you? You seem so keen on him recently, I just didn't think much on it.
Those shards are of great importance to me.
Give me another con save, Fiona and Guzera.
How important are they to you? Is it because of your patron, I believe they called him? I'm not very keen on those warlock terms, sorry. Just haven't seen that many.
But yeah. He approaches her and he just, in a low voice says, "It's an obligation I have to fulfill."
Alar glares at him back. You hurt him. You will pay the price.
I won't hurt him. I promise. I'm just incredibly curious why he wants these shards. I mean, it doesn't seem like anyone but me knows their importance.
Are you sure you're the only man in Mayhem who's actually a warlock, then? Maybe he knows about him, too.
Well, he did say that his mark looked similar to mine, but different. I'm gonna have to ask some questions on that one. Alex shakes his head and he's just, I'm sorry if I seem so confrontational, alright? I don't mean to grill you over it, it's just... If it's something that I need to know, then I just want to know.
He's a good man. He saved my life. I owe him a lot.
Alright. He saved your life, that's a good sign. It's a good sign. It means there's probably no need for violence, just...
You are both interrupted as you see at least familiar to two of you, little girl slowly dragging a table into the building.
Need some help there?
Yes, that'd be great. Thank you, Alex.
Oh gosh, she even knows his name. She's pretty good.
To which Alex, circles around, not really paying attention to the, the fact that she apparently knows his name. He just kind of assumed maybe Dennis walked out of the store at some point when he wasn't looking and just told everyone. And he helps her drag it in.
She drags the table over and she puts it just in the room up here, but yeah, so up here.
Are you allowed to bring that table in there?
Well, they let me borrow it from here, so yeah. And she steps in And with your help, she manages to put the table back, and then she turns and says, "Thank you, Mr. Alex. You're a great help."
You're welcome.
Did your friends
if
tell
you're
you
gonna
of the fortune yet?
What fortune?
You know, the fortune they paid a copper for. I guess not.
I sincerely hope that came out of their pocket.
Allah whistles innocently.
Oh yeah, well, I can tell you about the fortune if you want. I mean, you've already paid for it, and, well, in total I've only made 1 copper today, so yeah. It was, I don't mind.
Alright, well, it's practically free at this point anyway, so yeah, go ahead, spill the beans,
Oh, well, essentially, congratulations! Sometime in your life you're gonna find your true love.
To which Alex just, like, pauses and looks at her for a minute, just blinks, and then he says, "No shit!"
No, I mean, yes shit! My predictions are 85% accurate.
95% accurate? Wow,
80,
so that means you only have, like,
85.
85, I believe that's what I said, sorry.
Sorry.
85% accurate. Wow, that means you are, like, what, 25% wrong?
Well, that's pretty much, yeah. I mean, out of 100 people,
No, sorry, my percentages were all 15% wrong. That means you're only 15% wrong.
Yeah, I mean, that's how many survived when I predicted they would die.
Which, again, he pauses and he says, "So, when it comes to death, you're about 95% right, but everything else you have absolutely no clue."
Oh, no. I predicted that I predicted 100 people would die, and out of the 100 people I predicted dying, well, 85 of them did. So that's a pretty accurate, ability, you know? It tells me how accurate my predictions tend to be, you know?
Fair enough, I guess. I'm not entirely sure that's how accuracy works, but
congratulations! You're gonna find your true love someday. Ain't that exciting?
So when you mean by someday, you mean like within the next 5 minutes, within the next 5 weeks, within the next 5 years, 5 decades, what?
Oh, it could be any time, it could be any place, it could be years from now, but it'll be before you die, definitely.
Well, that's good at least. Hopefully I'll have children too.
Well, all I know is that it's very rare to actually find your true love. It's, most only find their love. They don't, typically that tends to only last a little while, but, I mean, congratulations, a true love, that's really great.
Well, thanks. It is honestly kind of good to know that I will find true love one day.
Well, I should get going. My shepherd needs me to, you know, get some sleep. You know.
Well, hold up, your shepherd?
Oh yeah, my shepherd. And she points to the black band. She points to the black band around her neck. Oh, I can't tell you.
Ah, okay. It's yeah, okay.
Alright, so, congratulations! And, if you want another fortune, it's only a copper, and, if you could help me out, that'd be great. I want to, you know, get a lot of money for my shepherd.
Which Alex is like, at this point, he's thinking, he doesn't know what to think of this girl other than the fact that she's probably a little too naive. Maybe, he has no idea. But he just says, you know what, I feel guilty. And he takes a gold out of his own pocket. And he just gives it to her and he says, "There, don't say I didn't give you anything."
She looks to it and then she just stares at him and goes, "Whoa! They come in gold?"
Yes.
Mind blown.
Amazing! I gotta show this to my shepherd right away. And you watch as she runs straight through the kitchen and says, "Thank you, Mr. Alex."
Into which he just says, "It's gold, Gale." So yeah, it just looks at her and it's like, "So I'm guessing you paid for that fortune, did you?"
Yes, I can pay for it completely out of my pocket with no other expenses.
Alright, good. Remember, party funds have to be specifically discussed by the party.
Oh, I know. I remember that. Don't worry.
Alright, so, yeah, anyway, getting back on track. This guy who's looking for the shards that I'm looking for, you know him, he seems like a good guy. If we run into him, hopefully everything will go alright. I have no intention of hurting him, I promise you that.
That's good. That's all I wanted to hear.
Actually, just quickly, are you doing alright?
Well, I have a lot more questions now that I do the answers. That's all I gotta say.
You and me both.
Just... There's two directions we can go now. It's whatever you decide, fearless leader.
Didn't think I was that much of a leader.
Oh, great, mystical, wise, ever so talented warlock, Mr. Goldgale, leader, sir. That's a lot of titles, but man, you certainly have them all, don't you?
He just kind of, like, shrugs. Anyway, whatever happens, just, you know, something happens, let us know, yeah?
I don't talk to him daily, so I can't really give you more information.
Well, anyway, let's just... And he looks over to Vierna and Grisura. How
wait,
trash...
hold on. Pause. From the conversation before, how drunk are
Vienna? You are pretty drunk? Grisura,
And that's the story about how I went to bed with fire elemental.
Grisura? You are drunk enough to be happy, but not drunk enough to be, if you know what I mean.
So I'm
I
drunk,
don't
but
drink.
not stupid drunk.
Yeah, you're happy drunk, not stupid drunk.
And Shikon hears it all, and he frowns it. Ladies.
So you all would have heard the very loud and very chipper girl talking about the love interest, by the way.
I take another I take another swig to dull that.
Yeah, and so does Vierna. Because, well, Vierna's more convinced that Vierna is more convinced that she's just drunk enough to hear that wrong.
So, is there anything else you want to do before we wrap up this session? It's a little early, but yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah. Alex kind of needs to, you know... he walks into the privacy room and he says, could you guys give me a moment?
No worries. I'm just over here to stay away from when Grisura starts punching things.
Roll me an intelligence
That's
check.
why I'm staying close.
Roll me an intelligence check, Grisura.
Oh, Jesus.
That's a save. Oh god.
Oh. You guzzle a drink down and you slam your fist down. Roll me straight strength.
Oh, Jesus. If I roll a nat 20...
You slam your fist down and for a moment you think, just as it's sliding down, you're like, hold on, that might break the... And then, sharp pain. You take 2 damage.
I shout, God damn it!
And Vierna's like,
Drunk.
One moment, I got this. And she's gonna cast Cure Wounds on that. And she just she kind of just prods it with her finger. Cast Cure Wounds.
So, back to Kagura and Alex now.
But yeah,
Alex literally just said he wanted to be alone for a bit, and Kagura was just saying, "Don't mind me. I'm just here in case Grisura starts punching things." And turns out he was right.
And Shikon was actually saying, "I'm staying close just to prevent any balls."
The good news is there's a healer on it. The bad news is that healer is even more drunk than Grisura right now.
So,
Yeah,
while
I was about to
Alex,
say that he was kind of drunk.
so while the Alex steps into the room, I want you both to make me one last con save. Yeah.
With pleasure.
The two of us?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wait, actually, wait, no, it would be with disadvantage because I'm drunk, right?
Just roll it one more time.
That's Constitution, not Constitution
Okay,
save.
Oh.
Oh, right. Constitution save, my bad.
Oh.
It's the same.
So, both of you are still drinking. In fact, the bartender is starting to give a somewhat shocked look, and he says, "Well." And so, Alex, you step into the room.
Good drink.
Can I actually say one thing to the bartender before
Okay.
you jump to it?
Okay.
You have no idea how much you can drink.
I'm in shady stands. You'd be surprised what drink some people can shove down their throats.
Yeah, it's not even noon yet, is it?
So, Alex.
Yeah, steps into the room and he closes the door.
Okay.
And, he sits down and pulls out the scroll he uses to contact his patron, and before he speaks the words, he just says, "Seems like we got someone else looking for them. Question is he a friend or foe?" And to which he unrolls the scroll and says, "Yoru wa konaya nate horohimasu."
And just as before, your patron begins to appear on the page. His ink black eyes looking up to you.
And I pretty much repeat what I just says, "It seems like someone else is looking for the shard. Another warlock. Supposedly his name is Warcraft. Is he a friend?"
You watch as the mask turns, and the minipiece spear-like weapon he carries points upwards, and slowly, what seems to be at first your mark begins to fade into the pages, inky and black, but still very clearly your distinct mark. And then you watch as Aura's spear goes through it, and then retreats, and the ink splatters into a sword-like shape. And then Horror leans back and then looks to you and says something that confuses you at first, because he's trying to be totally mysterious, before eventually his head lowers in defeat and he says, "Enemy."
I thought as much. Still, I made a promise. Only problem now is, how am I going to keep that promise?
The ink begins to fade. The ink that is the image, that is, except for horror. And in its place it reads, "An enemy can be turned to a friend, but it might be impossible in this case."
I can at least try.
Horror's head bows, and it begins to fade.
Before he does, Alex gives him a look and he says, "Thank you."
You feel a familiar hand on your shoulder, but when you look, there's nothing there, and it's gone a moment later.
He sits there for a minute, just looking down at the blank piece of paper, rolls it back up, and steps out.
You nearly step face first into Allah's centaur body.
Sorry.
Alar makes an audible geep and like looks over. Oh, I forgot you were in there. Holy, my goodness, that room is quiet. You okay?
Yeah. Yeah, just... You know.
You know.
Stuck inside my own head. Sorry.
She gives a kind smile and pats his shoulder. I'll be alright. We're in this together after all.
Yeah.
So,
And he, he takes another big, deep breath and he says, I promised you I wouldn't hurt him, and I intend to do just that.
Alar tilts her head, thinking back on the conversation they had earlier. Yeah, I would appreciate that.
so
I don't know what it...
Go on.
Sorry, go.
Go on.
So, I don't know what's going on with warlocks or if there's bad blood, but I assume that it's always a race against time with you guys.
Sometimes. Anyway, thanks for letting me know. I know it hasn't been easy for you these past few days, but I do appreciate you sticking with us.
Well, nights, I just want to be alone. I can respect that with other people. But she says, someone doesn't let me smoke herbs.
What?
She glares at Vienna.
I always said you shouldn't do it in the middle of the road. You can do it inside all you want.
She rolls up a joint and starts smoking. Much better.
Twitch just shakes his head and, pats her on the arm and says, well, you have a good one.
Likewise, friend, likewise. Let nature be with you. Just let it take you in.
Shikon just shakes his head, and in his thoughts, they are such a crazy attack.
Sorry.
I'm surprised that I'm still sticking with them.
Alright, well, that's it from me.
So, is there anything else anyone wants to do before we wrap up?
Fiona offers Alex one last time.
To which he just shrugs and it's like, you know what? He grabs it and he says, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my god,
One last day at State's Dance and we're spending it getting day drunk.
Alright. Grizera?
Yeah?
Alex and Fiona, roll me one last con save.
Bottoms up.
Let's do this.
10. I had to do with disadvantage because I'm already drunk.
Yep, okay. So Grizera takes her last drink like a champ. Fiona, you kind of hit a little bit. Yeah. And Alex, you're able to fully enjoy the lovely berry taste and whatever wine critics things and such. You're able to really enjoy it. I don't drink, so whatever.
My nightclub right now, I ran my underground business.
So,
great.
As you all drink and marry and discuss and chat,
If I run my underground business,
we are ending the session. Hope you all had fun.
Hey.
And?
There was one more scene I wanted to do, but we can end it here.
You can do it next week if you don't want to do it now.
I felt like it would be appropriate to do it now, but we can do it next week.
Do it if you want. I'm willing to wait.
Okay. She looks to Kagura for a minute and motions him into the room real quick.
Yeah?
I follow her in.
Okay.
Top that off with what you make off the heist too. You know what I mean?
She sighs as she closes the door and looks over to him. It was a serious expression on her face. I don't trust him.
Don't trust who?
I don't trust Alex.
See, I don't see why you don't. Why you wouldn't? He seems to be the most pacifistic member of the group.
You say that, but he was the first thing to hide everything from us about him. Even though it's reasonable, I don't know enough about Lorlox to actually trust what he says. And I trust you over him just because of the fact that you always seem to always do the just thing and the right thing for everyone, even though you try, but you can't. So I'm asking a favor from you.
I'm listening.
I need you to watch him whenever he's around. Whenever, if we ever meet with Law. I need you to watch Alex.
Very well.
That's all I wanted to say. I appreciate it.
Hey, don't thank me. You insist that this friend of yours is a good man. I have no reason to consider him a threat to anyone I care about.
No.
So I won't be a threat to him.
That's all I ask. The last thing about it, I haven't met him in a while, so if he does turn against us, I mean, not Alex, but Law, I mean, do what you gotta do. I understand. He saves me, and I owe it to him at least. That's all. I know we don't talk much, but I appreciate it if you do that much at least.
We may not talk much. We may not have talked that much, but for what it's worth, I respect your willingness to stop at nothing to find your sister.
Did you just invite me?
Well, even to the point where it defies my own duty, that's what I wanted to do, yes.
No, it's nothing to be ashamed of. I'd do the same thing. In fact, I might even say I'm doing it now.
She smiles softly at that and motions to head out. Thank you again.
Alright. And that is where we're ending. Thank you all for tuning in this session. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope there was a lot of intrigue and stuff. Hope you all had fun. Hope you enjoyed your little guest star. Alright. So thank you all for tuning in. You have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Orphan lost, soul found. Nature's sister who's calling. Fire, death, fighting freedom. Create, fail, repeat, succeed. Family darkest feeling deepest. Noble left to see the world. Map to find the key once lost. To save the many strengthened. sister who's calling. Fire, death, fighting freedom. Create, fail, repeat, succeed. Family darkest feeling deepest. Noble left to see the world. Map to find the key once lost. To save the many strengthened. Orphan lost, soul found. Nature's sister who's calling. Fire, death, fighting freedom. Create, fail, repeat, succeed. Family darkest feeling deepest. Noble left to see the world. Map to find the key once lost. To save the many strengthened. Orphan lost, soul found. Nature's sister who's calling. Fire, death, fighting freedom. Create, fail, repeat, succeed. Family darkest feeling deepest. Noble left to see the world. Map to find the key once lost. To save the many strengthened. Orphan lost, soul found. Nature's sister who's calling. darkest fear.